in my bed or whatever, you see behind me is like unfinished basement wall.
Terrifying. Bone chilling.
That might
Shoot
not
your
have
shot,
been
King. Shoot
the way
your
that
shot. Oh man, that's a great way to put it.
they could technically be a shish kebab like that.
If you get a long enough tapeworm, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's right. But we all agree. No
Yeah,
knee.
elbows are. Turns out they're
You
pretty
need
dang
them.
important
You need-
after all.
You need those suckers. Can't lick them, but you need them.
And welcome back to A Couple of Fellas.
Hey guys, we have a new friend here.
Why don't you introduce yourself?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm new, but I'm new to here.
Yeah, right. A long time listener, first time guest.
So a new guest.
A new guest, so to
That's true.
speak.
That's true. It's Molly.
Hey.
It is Molly. We finally got her on the show. Incredibly tight schedule. Very hard to get the bookings to line up, but we were lucky enough to get her for what could very possibly be the last in-person recording session for months.
For who knows how
years.
long, yeah.
Maybe ever.
This is just the
No.
increment of me replacing Steve because I'll be with you.
Oh my goodness!
I've been biding my time. I've been scheming.
Queuing up would you rathers and other topics of interest.
She has been studying the art silently like a monk this
Now
whole
here
time.
I am. I've slipped in.
Wow.
Like a thief in the night. Well, it's a great honor and pleasure to
Molly,
have you here.
I want to know, what's your first act as new co-host of the pod?
Hey. Shouldn't this be the start of next episode?
You got to get more girls on here, my guy.
More representation. I've been saying this the whole time.
You have not once said this.
Many a time when I'm listening, I want to chime in.
I've been asking you to be a guest for months.
Yeah, I know.
You're the reason there's been no female representation here.
I'm not the only one you have access to.
Yeah, but how many other people do I invite to hang out with me and my best buddy in our most vulnerable moments?
It's true. I am here for the vulnerable moments.
Just do me a favor and try to wait till the mic.
Well, you know what?
Try
You
to-
know what? I will say, here she is now. She's doing it.
She's making
She
it.
is living up to her request for representation. And I absolutely have to admire that.
Like all boys, y'all play too much Smash and do not tell each other enough secrets.
You don't think we tell each other enough secrets?
Why do you think we play Smash? It is only a time for telling secrets.
Did you tell any secrets last night?
No, but I did tell some on the podcast this morning.
Kind of. I feel like, I mean, here's the thing. Do I have that many secrets to tell? I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty honest with my boys and like I tell them like vulnerable and embarrassing things.
Yeah.
But I don't think I really have secrets to keep.
That's fair. Yeah, I can't really think of what any secrets I would have would be, but still.
Right. And I'm not asking you to tell them unless like you really want this to be the best episode ever.
If any come up, I'll let you know.
Okay, bet.
I actually do have a comment on this point.
Yeah.
How are you going to say that boys being bad at this and playing too much Smash and not telling secrets when you had a girl hangout last night, reuniting with people you haven't seen in years, your besties? Did you tell any secrets last night?
I mean, yes. You know about
Of
many of
course.
them.
I guess that was a bad assault.
Yeah, you literally, yes, so
Redact
many.
it.
Prove it. Tell us them right now.
You said we're not going to talk about that
If
on
they
the
come up,
podcast.
if they come up, you know, if they're relevant. But one thing that we were talking about earlier, kind of related to like schemy stuff like secrets.
Oyster assholes.
We have been talking about our ability to stalk people through the
Yes.
internet on very little information.
Yes. My pending employment with the F, the B, and the I. Girls Google shit. We do so basically, Zane waited to tell me that this existed for a good couple weeks after we were dating. Little did he know that I already knew that it existed because before.
Oh, when she says this, she means the podcast.
Oh, yes, the podcast. Before we even met, I looked at your tagged photos on Instagram, and there's one in there of a couple of fellas' Instagram post of your little laptop. You were working away.
Maybe
believe
the
it was,
first plug ever for the Instagram on the podcast. I love it.
We haven't used it since.
Yeah.
I want to say there was a hashtag Joe Rogan.
Hell yeah.
And
That sounds
each of
like us.
We're
and
trying to
each
shoot
of
for the
you were
stars,
tagged.
baby.
It might have been the Joe Rogan Experience.
You know what's funny? I understand and that it is there and have seen it as a feature in the app, but I am so disengaged with social media that it didn't really occur to me that you would be able to see what other people have liked also, which I guess is a super reasonable way for information to propagate and see where shared interests lie and
That's not a thing anymore.
And discover new things. But I feel exactly like there are probably grave privacy concerns with that.
Yeah.
Case in point.
Um,
So it got taken away? Seeing liked photos?
So there used to be a feed on Instagram under the little heart section where you can see all of your likes.
Yep.
You used to be able to see like friends.
Yep.
And so
people
girls
got in
would
trouble
always-
with that
That's
shit,
what I'm
dude.
thinking, right?
Yeah, no, I remember like
You see your
relationships having
boyfriend
drama about
liking,
this
like,
shit.
the Barstool Smoke shows.
Yeah, dude.
What
Yep.
the hell?
Like
And
I
have a
told him
problem?
I don't like it when he like likes pictures like this. I remember it was this chick and she was like away from the camera, but she was like nude. But it was like kind of artsy, also pretty like gratuitous, but like whatever. And yeah, her boyfriend liked it and she like talked to me about it. It's like, he knows that I don't like it when he likes pictures like this. I'm like,
There is insecurity
oh
involved.
my God. That's a level of jealousy I hope that I'm not capable of
I
reaching.
can't say I understand it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, human body is artful. You
Yeah.
got to appreciate that. I think it's
Absolutely.
also completely fine and reasonable as long as you are in a healthy relationship to say that X person you think is attractive. Like, I think having
Yeah,
opinions on that.
normalize it. Hell
And,
yeah.
well, sharing also just like, this is something that helps color your understanding of like how I see and perceive the world or whatever. It's just sharing more of your view of things. And I don't think that it definitely can be gross
Yeah.
or unfaithful, especially if it's an avenue into something happening.
You're right.
But I don't think that there should be any objective problem with like appreciating people who are more attractive or interesting or anything like that.
Right.
There are absolutely a fuckload of people that I have seen in my time on Instagram that are way more attractive than me in any dimension that you could possibly think of. And if Molly were to show me a picture and be like, that dude's attractive, that's reasonable because I might say, I think that he's smaller.
No, I'm hotter.
No, or whatever. Be like, that's like funky hair, or he's got weirdly jacked shoulders and no legs. I would, like,
I'd
you can
deck
have
this
preferences.
dude. Yeah, he might be pretty, but I'll fucking deck this dude. Swear to God.
I don't know. I feel like it's fine.
Yeah, I feel like the only thing is restrictions on that shit is I have seen toxic relationships where it is done vindictively.
Passive
Where like
aggressives and-
the liking
Really?
is not purely like, oh yeah, I just saw this picture, I liked it, didn't think much of it. It's like, no, like my girlfriend's gonna see this or
Who
something.
has
Or like
time for that?
or sorry, maybe
People
not
love
girlfriend.
playing games.
Maybe not girlfriend, but like this is like dating, college, hookup culture, kind of
the
like
girl I'm talking to
shit.
will see this. And,
yeah.
I think about that with memes sometimes. If
Hmm.
if there's a particularly like raunchy meme, sometimes I won't like it because I don't want people to know.
Right. You don't want to be like, yeah.
I'm so glad that we have our group meme for that reason. Just
Mhm.
like quality memes by a selection of friends, and I'm not on a social feed with my laughs.
Yeah, what do I
Right.
have to do to get onto that?
Oh, you're not gonna be
Not
able to.
happening.
I want the memes.
Sorry.
Yeah, there's been almost no lines that we've drawn in our relationship, but that is going to be a hard no, hard stop, full stop. Sorry, babe. Love you.
It's a boys club. What you
I'm
gonna do?
Can you forward me the memes?
I named the group me, but I did not create it, nor do I manage it.
No, but you can still forward her the memes.
Oh yeah, I do all the time. Where do you think I get almost every meme that you get sent from me?
I would like every meme.
No, that's asking a lot.
You don't understand
Mal. I'm
what
sorry.
you're asking. You get hand selected. You're getting the cream of the crop, and you're welcome
The
for that
cream
service
of the
that I
cream of
provide.
the crop.
Yeah, honestly, that chat is the cream of the crop, the cream of the meme crop,
Yeah,
the meme cream, if you will.
I will.
And yeah, we cream all over those memes.
But
I will not.
but back to stalking people through
Yeah.
social media.
Well,
You think you
also, I want to throw in, I don't think that am defending the action of liking people's pictures for like aesthetic only, but I am defending that mindset of doing it. Like,
Absolutely.
Obviously, the passive aggressive shit and vindictive is just shitty behavior, and you shouldn't be doing that shit.
yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
No. But yeah, stalking people on social media. You think you're pretty good at it?
Yeah, it's important in dating situations. Like, I had to make sure that Zane wasn't going to kill me before I came over here. But then also, yeah, it's good to have your resources.
I feel like dating apps, you get a surprising amount of information. Like,
Really?
yeah, I feel like people give up.
If it's a good profile.
Yeah, true. But even if you have like school first name and like a picture that of her like sorority, it's like, all right, I got this.
That's
Like,
true. I guess I've been more sneaky about my profiles. Like I never put college or exactly where I worked or anything like that.
I think if anyone wanted to know exactly who I was, they'd find it. My Instagram isn't even private.
Yeah, see, mine is.
I don't think mine is. I don't even know.
Yours is not.
Okay.
Yeah.
I took heed when they were telling us at the beginning of social media in like whatever 9th, 10th, 11th grade, like jobs and employers will check this, colleges will look.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I bet they will. And I think there's been lawsuits and stuff since about that, so they kind of can't as much, but I'm sure they could.
Right.
I've been, for that reason, pretty aggressive about like I don't have swears in my comments or my posts. I think a few times when I've been 24 or 25, like there's a picture where there's a can covered by hands, but not even like logos, and never drinking pictures. So I don't feel too worried. And I also did go through my Facebook and like delete and clean everything off that because I made that in middle or high school.
Oh my God, dude.
That was a project that took an hour that was so well worth it. The peace of mind I immediately felt when like you couldn't see any of where I lived, my contact info, my connections and pictures. I was like, this is a better idea.
There's a picture.
Right.
There's a picture I can send in the group or like whatever for editing that we can throw up on the screen. But there's a picture of me. It's my first ever Facebook profile picture, dude. It's me in like 7th grade. I'm standing in my bathroom for the mirror. I have sunglasses on, my arms folded.
Tell me that there's an edit.
And I'm taking the picture with my mom's iPhone.
Should we use pictures of that quality for our next logo?
Tell me that there was like a song lyric or a quote or something.
No, I think I posted it quote captionless. I just like needed a picture because I like I just made the profile. I didn't have any pics of myself. But yeah, and then for a while, man, just every year it got back into my life, especially in college. It started resurfacing a lot more just like once a year in college. And right now it's the current like cover of one of my like group chats back home. It's a classic. I don't think I'd ever want to delete it.
It sounds very, very contemplative. Like you were really having a moment. I would love to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. I will share.
I think my version of that was when I accidentally snap storied like a upper chest up, like or come cuddle was the caption.
No.
And shout out to my boys. Sig App guys texted me within 5 minutes, like, yo.
Yeah.
But also 30-ish people had seen it, and enough of them were Sig Eps that was years.
Yes, dude.
On the presentation at chapter. Like,
oh my God.
Man, old Zane with his fucking bad tendencies. I was pissed about it and angry, and eventually just had to lean into it.
Yeah,
was
you have
posting
to.
it myself.
It's all you can do. It's all you can do.
Context.
Why have I not received this yet?
All you can do is be proud of it, man.
I need that the most.
You know what maybe the highlight is in retrospect? This was the one semester before I went abroad where I commuted from my dad's old house.
Right.
So instead of taking like a small upstairs bedroom, I had the option to convert a huge swath of the unfinished basement. So like bounded by like bookshelves, dressers, and other stuff, I kind of had this area mostly sectioned off, but it was like 4 feet of concrete, and then it was 2x4 slats with pink insulation. So like in my bed or whatever, you see behind me is like unfinished basement wall.
Terrifying. Bone chilling.
That might
Shoot
not have
shot,
hit,
King. Shoot your fucking shot.
Honestly, the weight of that might not have hit me until right now. And forget not that, yes, that was my dad's basement that I was inviting someone to cuddle.
That's
fucking hilarious.
It's pretty
That's that behind the scenes info.
I lean into it, I own it, look back and cringe, I've grown.
Exactly. It's all you can do.
Steve, you need to send me it.
Yeah, we'll do.
I need it.
We'll do.
May or may not have gone ahead and sent it after I realized, like, corrected it and sent it anyway.
Redirected to the intended target.
Can't remember, but either way, dude. Didn't work. On the topic of stalking, though, as we are.
Yes, as we are.
Unrelated to that picture, but back to the topic of stalking.
Yeah.
Molly's got, like, actual legitimate skills with this.
Mm.
I'll keep the relation to her secret, but there was a male individual in whom she and coincidentally her older sister wanted to know more about.
Mm.
Within minutes, while I was sitting next to her, age, location, job, how many kids he has, their names, where they go to school, what sports they play, everything. Like his political position, what he's done as recent volunteer work, I think. Like,
did he have a Wikipedia article about him?
She could write it.
LinkedIn, Facebook, people put way too much information public on Facebook. Everybody links their family members.
I undid that too.
It's a click, it's a hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They put it on a platter to what end?
Digital boomers.
Yeah.
My mom is the one that blows up my spot. I'm completely traceable, even if I deleted everything because of how many pictures and posts she does. Yeah, I don't think you can escape it in the digital age.
Yeah.
You really can't. So, yeah. I can Google. You can too.
I'm so impressed. I mean, I've gone through like, I don't know, just lots of different services. I've gone through like LinkedIn to figure out who someone was before. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I cannot even think of explicit times where I've done this for really anyone.
Wow.
There have been times certainly where you or Danny or anyone or Molly or anyone will send me a person or like say check out who this is for whatever story or context or I've been directed to look up people on social media, but otherwise I other than like looking at people that I want to follow and following friends and people I meet, I don't think I really maybe ever. And if ever, it is when I am with other people and there's like a reason to be looking at it.
Right.
Like if someone was asking us about a girl on the cheer team and you and me, one of us pulled out their Instagram or something and like a reason. I don't think I myself have ever background checked, stalked, Googled someone.
Well, yeah, it's not just on a whim. It's to find out.
Yeah,
like,
but I've never done that.
So
I've never dug in.
I think
even that is just like I'd look at their Insta. It wouldn't be a Facebook track. I've never gone through more than 2 sites of someone. I don't think for any reason.
I think the key difference is that you're a guy. Girls do this shit like I would always Google before I went on a first date. Because if somebody has murdered someone or has been arrested a bunch or something, that's on Google. Like it's a safety check as well.
Yeah, true.
That argument makes sense, but there's also guys that do this a lot.
For me, yeah, I mean, it's not a safety check. It's just a check. Like, I have like their Tinder with like a couple pictures and like no Instagram. I have like a first name and I see that she went to like this school. Like, let's see what I can put together
when
here.
When you have a first and last name, it's so easy. It's the real hunting comes in when you have a first name and some context. Please.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. That's where the game begins.
Yes, absolutely. It's thrilling.
Maybe that's it. I just never had the fun of playing the game. I think the most I've ever done would be like click on a linked Instagram on a Tinder just for more variety of pictures. Right. But that's like never looking for information about them.
For me, it's mostly pictures. I'm mostly trying to get to the Instagram or the Facebook if they have like pictures or whatever.
Yeah, that's what amazed me when you started approving of this individual because of their like views and engagements and activities in their life. I'm like, wow, you truly built like a personality profile. I understand this person more. Yeah. That's wild.
That was also a 50-something-year-old man, so he had way too many details about his life.
Okay.
It really wasn't that hard.
Like you weren't even looking for some of these. They kind of just like fell into your lap.
Yeah,
like, that's how many kids he has. Who knew?
Yeah,
it was still awe-inspiring.
I'm glad you're impressed.
Yo, Steve, your thigh's looking thick.
My thighs is looking thick. I'm sliding forward in this chair. It's like definitely giving me a little camel toe. Don't look.
Oh, I was staring.
So I'll slide back. Give me a quick little reset time.
If you pull up the lumbar pillow, it's a little easier to stay seated in the bucket part.
Yeah, I think I'm.
And you can move that. Yeah, that's a orthotic cushion for my bad back.
This is good listening.
It's important. But anyway, shall we throw back to the oyster assholes? I think we had some questions.
I'm here to answer those questions.
Why is oyster assholes a topic of conversation in your presence?
Well, I hang out with them a lot on a professional basis.
First name?
No.
Professional. Mr. and Mrs. Okay.
Formal. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. We keep it very formal. I work in a lab where we do a lot of infectious disease testing for marine animals, especially ones that are important food species like oysters.
How do oysters spread disease if they're just sitting around doing nothing all the time?
So there are zoonotic diseases that can be passed from animals to people, and there are a couple that are usually like bacterial infections that do collect in oysters and can make people sick if they get them.
Are they contagious to other oysters?
Yes, but the real thing that we're worried about are diseases that are just affecting the oyster, and they do spread to other oysters, and that is to protect like the farm stocks and things like that. And there's a lot of movement of oysters between farms and different geographic regions.
Right. They're all getting sloshed all over each other.
So we do a lot of mandated testing before there's movement of stocks so that disease doesn't spread and wipe out
So can you
important crops.
vaccinate these oysters?
No, you cannot. We just have to test.
That'd be quite the
for if it's
task to
there.
go out there and vaccinate every oyster.
It's very hard to rid the ocean of a pathogen.
I would assume so. I would
So is it
imagine.
just diffusion, oyster to oyster.
Yeah, pretty much, because they're filter feeders. They take in the water around them and
They're sucking down other oysters'
pass it
cocks.
through their gills to get
Basically.
the particles out, and those particles can sometimes be bacteria or protists or parasites or anything like that.
Kind of an analogy to like the human centipede and how the latter members of the chain had to eat the food that's already passed through.
Right.
That's exactly what it is. Yes, if somebody had a tapeworm at the front, everybody has a tapeworm.
Oh man, that's a great way to put it.
They could technically be a shish kebab like that.
If you get a long enough tapeworm, yeah.
Horrible image. Back to the oysters. When you say they move between farms, do you mean that there are stock that are taken by people and put other places, or oysters themselves are mobile enough with currents, or are all of these farms abutting next to each other without like fences that keep oysters in their plot?
Not the last one.
Okay.
Combination of the first two. The
I
vast
can't believe you
majority-
followed all that. I was a little bit over my head.
The vast
But tell me
majority
how they
of the
work.
movement is by farmers. They move stocks around, and they also will go from hatchery to different farms. There's a lot of dispersal by people. An oyster will not get up and go somewhere else. Either
That'd be terrifying.
either
if you
under
could.
their own steam, scallops can, but oysters don't.
How? They
Oh,
flutter?
flap. Yeah. They have the part of the scallop that you eat, that circle,
Yeah.
is the adductor muscle, and it connects the two shells together, and it's
Wow.
so beefy in a scallop because they use it to clap
Oh,
open and
that's
shut, and they
amazing.
swim around. It's adorable to watch.
I bet it sounds like it is.
It is. But oysters don't do that. Oysters are stuck to each
Yeah,
other or
lazy
rocks
fucks.
or whatever they happen to be on. However, the pathogens can flow through the water very easily. And then also when they reproduce, the larvae are planktonic for a
What
period
the
of
heck does a
time.
planktonic mean?
What the heck is a planktonic mean?
Yeah, that's the question. Answer it.
So
Smarty pants.
So I can't remember what, and I believe an oyster zooplankton is a veliger. I want to say, but that might be snail.
Humane's villager.
So
Smash deep cut.
Yeah.
so
Shallow, but
they
free.
they broadcast spawn. They release the sperm into the eggs into the water, and it mixes out there. And what the fertilized eggs turn into these little embryos, these little zygotes, and eventually they develop into like these itty bitty swimming larvae. And that's how they go to new areas. And so disease can
Instead of
spread
just
that way
growing in
as
a
well.
stem.
Yeah.
Yes,
oh.
exactly. Yeah.
Is that ever a problem with the ones that do stick to things getting just stuck to each other in like mounds? And can that cause problems?
It's not it's a problem for a farmer because they can't get them out. So farmers will keep their oysters in bags or different kinds of contraptions that move them around a lot. So they grow evenly in a lot of directions. You get a nice thick.
Oh, they're not just like on. I thought for some reason
No.
I imagined an oyster farm being like portions of bays or whatever that are just fenced off with very fine fence and like they grow on the surface of the floor, the ocean floor.
Yes, that is not the case for farms. Farms, they
Wow.
will keep them individual.
Do these oysters in farms see far more movement than a normal oyster in the wild
They
would?
really do. They go
I
on a
bet.
wild ride.
Wow.
They
Do you think they hate it?
Um,
Or do you think they're like, I'm the healthiest fucking oyster in the world?
I don't think they know, to be honest with you.
Anything
But in the wild, oysters do form reefs like that. And those are actually really important for all sorts of other ecological reasons. Little baby fish grow up in like the three-dimensional structure
Yeah.
that they form, and they're important for a whole bunch of things. So there are farmed oysters for people eating, but there are also farmed oysters for restoration efforts to rebuild more reefs.
I've heard a lot about how the reefs ain't doing so hot. What's the deal with the reefs?
They are indeed not doing so hot.
Are they like dunzo? Because that's all. I feel like I've heard that they're like basically dunzo.
They are dunzo as we know them, but I don't think
I don't like that answer.
We will. I presume you're talking about coral reefs.
Of course.
We will have those.
Are there others?
Oyster reefs.
Yeah, coral reefs. The one people can't fucking care about.
We'll still have coral, but we will probably have a different species composition than we do right now, because a lot of the species of coral that we have right now are super sensitive to temperature changes and water chemistry changes.
And that shit ain't changing.
And those are not going to do well in a changing ecosystem. But there are certain species that are more resilient, and
so they're picking up the slack.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of research into that to find which species can deal with like the temperatures that are going to be.
So we can like heat that fucker up, and they'll figure it out.
And we can grow a whole bunch of them now, so that we can start replacing the ones that
we can grow coral ourselves.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How the heck do we do that?
So a coral is a colonial animal. It's not just like each.
Practically the 1700s, those fucks.
Yes, they've got the pilgrim hats, the buckles, everything. Buckles on the
Incredible.
shoes of each of these polyps. Each tentacle, a shoe with a buckle. Also,
yeah.
Each lump of coral is a colony. So every little polyp on the coral is a different living animal, but they all share vasculature and nutrients and stuff like that. But if we take a coral and we cut it up so that it's a bunch of tiny individual polyps, they will then grow. So we grow and farm corals for the aquarium trade, for restoration, for all sorts of stuff.
I've got to see a video of this. I think you're losing me a little bit. We're getting deep in it.
Okay, I'll show you later.
Yeah.
Also, she said that it is not the smartest rock. It is the dumbest animal.
That is
near it.
That is a fact.
Wow.
I like smartest rock as classification.
The dumbest animal is really a sponge.
Yeah, I've seen the show.
And coral's much more of a rock than a sponge is.
That's true.
So I guess it's the smartest rock. We just proved it, I think.
The rock isn't part of the animal, though.
Oh, it's just a house.
It's a rock.
Oh. A smart one.
There's also really cool engineering stuff happening to save coral reefs too.
Like
With
what?
3D printing now, there are very good ceramic faux corals in like hexagonal,
Yeah.
hexagon patterns that they're using to like create new potential habitat to seed coral growth.
Wow.
Yes, because corals also have planktonic larvae. So they do the same thing where they release the eggs and sperm into the water column, and they develop out there and can be free swimming to travel around. But they only settle out of the water column and become corals when they sense like a good environment. So they won't settle on a rock or like a place where there's a lot of algae. They need certain substrates that they think are other corals, like these 3D printed weird hexagonal things, and that will promote them to settle in the areas that we need them.
So your professional opinion, you think the coral reef's gonna be all right?
They're gonna be different.
They're gonna be different, but their purpose will be served.
Most likely, hopefully. We're keeping our fingers crossed.
Hell
We're
yeah.
working on it.
I'm glad that seems to be the trend in the general opinion of humanity that conservation is good, biodiversity is good, trying not to be the architects of other species' doom is good. But I think it's lucky that that is the trend we're on, because I could pretty easily see if in just like this one way humanity had branched a little bit different millennia ago, and just that the pervading thought process could be, well, species die out and change and evolve newly all of the time, and if something dies or vacates a space, it will undoubtedly be like the adaptability of so many of the plants, animals, and other things is so great that even if the ocean gets more acidic or the temperature changes, something will adapt and thrive and grow. And maybe it means fewer species that then millennia later have evolved into more again. But again, I think I'm glad that we have the former opinion. I just see how that is a viable train of thought that could be proposed.
Yeah.
As the great Jeff Goldblum once said, life finds a way.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah, to put it way, way, way more simply and better.
Jeff Goldblum is great at that.
I love Jeff Goldblum.
You gotta.
He's
a real lovable dude.
He really is. He's so unique. He's the only Jeff Goldblum there is.
It's true. Have you seen his real estate commercials?
Yes.
I don't think that I have, but now I will have to.
Oh, they're really a delight.
I just love like if you ever saw him on like Hot Ones and stuff like that, just him being him for the sake of him. Just like, hey, I'm Jeff Goldblum. I'm eating fucking spicy wings. Ask me questions.
What a hero.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see more of him in the MCU.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, great. One of the better characters in the whole 25 movie saga now.
Yeah. And he's just playing himself. He
Literally,
just does
with
him.
blue face paint.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, God. Imagine that. Just a career just playing yourself. Although, like, is it an act? Is any of it an act? Like, is he like that in person?
I bet he is.
I bet he is. I feel like he has to
I
be.
feel like he's always at least putting on a show, if not an act.
It's possible. But
I mean, I'm sure you have downtimes too, but
he'd get so into it. If he had to be putting on the act all the time, it would eventually just become
You think it would? Yeah,
also
maybe.
it's fun. It looks fun.
It
It's
does.
successful. People like it. It's made him like it always works. It's
Yeah.
all positive energy and enforcement. It's like Kevin Hart apparently is just always an absolute gem to be around.
Like ball of energy.
Having a great time, positive, like driving like all good things.
Yeah.
There's a couple of people that I've heard about just on like the more celebrity side that are like that all the time.
Hmm.
And I bet that aside from it being fun and successful and great, you're getting so much positive reinforcement that
Yeah.
that becomes you if it wasn't you at the start.
Right.
The same way, I don't know if either of you are familiar with the comedian Dice Clay.
Yeah.
He was originally a stand-up comic, and one of the characters he would do was the Dice Man, and he would tell these kind of anti-joke, just fucked versions of nursery rhymes or whatever. And he's like Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet eating her curds away. Along came a spider and sat down beside her and said, "Hey, what's in the bowl, bitch?" And it was so wildly popular that he became this guy entirely, like fingerless gloves, sunglasses, leather jacket, cigarette, always wherever he is, even if it's not smoking, like this dick guy, but super popular, and it became him. And I bet that's Goldblum as well, if it wasn't always who he was.
Dude, I feel like WWE wrestlers go through the same kind of shit where like you kind of have to always be in character. Except they're also breaking their bodies at the same time. So I don't think that's as sustainable as acting.
That used to be wild. Decades back, there was like 300 shows a year
Oh my
they were
God.
traveling and doing.
Yeah.
Can't imagine. Sounds horrible.
Yeah.
But hey, that's fame, baby.
Yeah.
One way to it.
uh,
And on that silence, it's time for a word from
Yeah.
today's sponsor. A couple of fellas. Would you rather climate change be ignored or addressed?
well, I mean, I can't talk bad about my sponsors, so I think I'll remain silent on this one, as this is my personal belief.
To all of my future employers, addressed.
Zane, care to play devil's advocate?
I'll agree.
Okay.
But I will say a significant portion is because the engineering being done to fix these things is super fucking cool.
It's pretty neat.
Hell yeah.
Like from the printing coral beds with terracotta ink type shit to those motorized conveyor belt trash cleaners that are being deployed in riverways.
Yeah.
I think that the engineering is super sick. So let's keep working on that and fix the things we did wrong.
Go people.
Plus, I think it would probably be better from like an objective pursuit of knowledge, scientific perspective to have as minimal impact as possible outside of our immediate environment so that we are studying more closely the actual natural progression of things. I think that knowing the natural laws of evolution and ecology is more valuable and interesting than knowing deeply how we impacted it and just rolling with that.
There's only so much you can do, though, at this point.
Well, yeah, that's true, but let's keep doing.
Well, I think that sly little subtle question gets us back into a podcast tradition. Molly, longtime listener, as I said before, and
Knew this was coming.
She has had some contentions with some of our would you rathers in the past. So
I have. You really need that female perspective.
I'm curious to see where some of these go. I got a few pulled up right here.
Are these ones that we've already done that she has contentions with, or are we starting fresh?
I just pulled up new ones. Yeah.
Do you remember any of your contentions?
I do not.
Oh, I guess we were right every time.
Exactly. Never wrong. Okay. Would you rather be on a survival reality show or a dating game show?
Ooh. Does that mean under my current? Do I have to break up with Zane to go on a date? Am I?
Let's say this is, I don't know. Yeah, guilt-free, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. For whatever that means.
Yeah, that's fine.
Whatever the scenario is, it's guilt-free.
Honestly, probably the dating reality show, because have you ever watched I don't watch either of those shows, The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, but I've seen the vacations that these people go on and the meals they eat and the travel. Like, that'd be more fun than trying to start a fire with 2 sticks.
Right.
And there will always be haters, but there's people who love it when somebody is chaste and nice. So it's not like you gotta bang everyone, but you have the option to if that's where you're leaning.
No, you definitely don't gotta. I think a lot of times on The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, they're not. But also, I don't watch
You
those
definitely
shows, so I
don't get
have no idea.
airtime if you're not being scandalous, though.
Almost. I've been hearing a surprising amount about these shows on podcasts that I listen to. Apparently, there's 2 levels of watching this. And the first is, I like this dating show.
Yeah.
And we make fun of that. And the second is the broader cultural response to and everything that like the meta-analysis of the show is apparently, and I'll say it's gotten me very entertaining and deep. Like, this discussion itself, I think we could really analyze this and break it down, and that can be the fun of watching the show. But I do think that most cases, they're banging.
Yeah.
It's a rare thing. I remember they was like seasons in, because my mom watched that, or does. We were seasons in with Bachelor before one dude was like, I'm waiting for the marriage, and it blew up the internet. He's the hero.
Wow.
Well, that is Colton Underwood, I believe his name is. And he was the first virgin bachelor. Yeah.
Bachelor,
or guy on The Bachelor.
He was Bachelor.
Okay. But he has now very recently come out as gay.
There you go.
And apparently
Wow.
he-
What happened to the girl who won?
They broke up and she didn't know.
Do they like always basically break up? Is that pretty standard procedure for these things?
I think that there are some that have been successful, but not that many.
Not many.
Yeah.
It's now, I think, more a platform to launch yourself as a personality and influencer. It's an avenue into minor celebritydom that you try to parlay into your career more
Right.
than it is like a fun thing to do in the summer or potential meeting your mate. I think that has shifted also.
Dude, there are people who make careers of just like showing up on reality television. Like people who like have been on basically every game show. They're like contestants who are like good for ratings. And you can see like a compilation of just these like average American people who are just like, oh my God, they were on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and that song about finishing, like that show about finishing song lyrics and Deal or No Deal. Like
they're like empathizable, articulate, and funny.
Fun,
They're like, we like this.
high
They present
energy.
well. whatever
Exactly.
It is.
Yeah.
To that end, I know there's a lot also of producer input on, obviously, Bachelor and Bachelorette. Like, you get more screen time if you go steal the tiara off her head type
Oh
shit.
yeah,
Like,
100%.
yeah, like, obviously, they know what sells and stories are crafted. And
Yeah.
also, like, in that way, kind of compensated. The show is steered. People get preferential treatment if you play along. You could go and be yourself, but you might just fizzle out because you don't get shown and nobody likes you
Yeah.
because you don't get shown.
Dude,
Sounds toxic.
a trope in reality television that I've seen, and this is like not that kind of reality TV, but like the multi-round competition show, they have it in like everything. Like it started with like Iron Chef or whatever, like cooking multiple rounds, people get like eliminated.
Destroy, build, destroy.
Yeah, destroy, build, destroy. Yeah.
Is that the Lego one?
No, it was like a Cartoon Network thing, but it was actually pretty cool.
There was one though that was
Broke shit, built shit, and then broke shit with the things they built.
No way.
it was what was it? It was so convoluted. The show was a competition to see who could put together the best Halloween kind of ensemble of things with a mixture of like jack-o'-lanterns and candy and things like that. It's like, this is not a thing people do. And they've still like made a competition show out of it. And it follows the same exact formula as every other one. And yeah, apparently it's incredibly addicting. Like
There
all
are
those
some
shows
interesting
are.
ones on Netflix. I watched a competition show about glass blowing recently.
Yeah, there's another one. They have one
I
for
got very
blacksmiths
invested.
too.
Yes.
Takeshi's Castle.
Yeah.
Yes. There's one for flower arranging as well. That's on my Netflix list.
Mm,
I think I'd rather do the survival show.
yeah.
I've as fun as that would be, I don't think knowing now all of these things that I've learned about it, like that back end producer stuff that you can't escape if you want to participate, basically. Nah, I would rather challenge myself, have a wild adventure and story, like grow and develop new skills in a I would be prouder of myself. I would rather do the wilderness survival thing for sure.
I think I would be like emotionally just, I don't being in a house with all these people who are all expected to just like flirt and hook up, like, and having that expectation behind like every single thing you do, like, I think I'd be miserable. Like, I would feel so awkward and weird, and yeah.
I would be there to swindle, and I would
and I'd play to fucking
and
win.
I would have no regrets.
I'd play to come in second.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't want
That's
to
the
win.
goal.
I don't give a shit. I just take me along for the ride.
Yeah.
Send me to Tahiti, please.
I do think if you and I were both on a show, Steve, that would be a fucking blast.
Yeah. Whereas like Survivor, I feel like I could like, the purpose is different. Just like the whole like attitude about why you're there. I think that, I don't know.
I jive with that more.
Yeah. And I think I would be miserable. I can be a prissy little bitch at times, but like, yeah, I think I'd be happier because I'd feel like I have a purpose other than like, let's see who I can get drunk and like fuck on camera tonight.
Near camera.
Yeah, exactly. Implied.
Yeah, that's okay. I think we've got our answers.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So are you sticking with dating show? You think?
Yeah, I want to go on vacation.
There you go. I guess that's contention.
Do you have one that like you would think
Vacations
like?
over morals.
Do you have one in your head that like this would be the one I'd want to go on?
Vacays over mores?
You don't see mores without a vacay.
Ain't that the truth?
Mm-hmm.
And how?
I meant M-O-R-E, mores, not the eels, but I get where you're coming from, marine bio.
You focus on your audience. Come on now.
I guess not the audience this time.
Fair enough.
Where were we? Oh yeah, what dating show would you like to be on if you have one? Because the only show that
Ooh.
comes to mind with the other one is Survivor. That's,
Yes.
There's
I
so many
don't-
dating shows.
I don't know that many of them. Not one of the one-on-ones. I would want to be in. Like,
Oh yeah,
be
yeah,
in,
yeah.
like on The Bachelor, I guess, where there's
Like
a group
Big
of
Brother?
girls, and I can
Big
just go
Brother's like
along.
8 and 8 or something, right? Like a big mix, and it's a little
Yeah.
more freeform, but everyone's gonna get laid.
That's the expectation. That's what you hope
Yeah,
for.
that's too much.
Versus,
I wanna
like,
hide in the
Bachelor, though.
background.
Mm.
Okay. So
What about, like-
Bachelor,
Yeah,
Bachelorette?
sure.
Wait, what about like Are You the One? I feel like that one sounds more
I
fun
don't
than
know
Bat.
that one.
Okay, so the way Are You the One works.
Tell us.
Is-
Dish it.
So after you like you know, apply to be in the job, what's it called when you apply for like a role in something? Audition.
Yes.
Once you get through auditions or whatever, you have this like whole personality test, and they match you up with someone else in the group. And by the end of the
Oh.
show, you have to figure out who is supposed to be with who. And like at the end of every like week, they like all like pair up with who they think they're supposed to be with, and it tells them like how many are correct but not which ones.
Like, oh, do they each have like 15 things or a list of things matched? Oh, how many of the couples are
Yeah,
correct?
yeah,
I see.
exactly.
I see. That actually sounds very fun, and like there's a lot less pressure to be scummy and scandalous.
Yeah, because
That
like Bachelor and
sounds
Bachelorette
riveting.
are gross to me.
Agreed.
Personally.
Absolutely.
Like
No,
one
they
dude
are.
and one chick just like being hounded after by all these people. Like, no, that's
Extremely
weird.
toxic environment.
Exactly.
absolutely.
But Are You the One? Still toxic, still drama, all that kind of
I am
stuff.
fascinated. I would love to watch that.
Yeah. A friend of mine in college asked if I wanted to be on it, and she sent me some like link for an
What?
audition.
You
And I was
should
like,
have, honestly.
no.
You're tall, handsome, charismatic, smart.
outta
fun.
here.
Get the fuck in there.
I got other stuff to do than be on MTV. like
would
giving up my
certainly
whole
round
privacy
out-
for the world.
It'd round out your resume.
But what if you were the one?
For someone else.
What if the
I
one
would
was
be.
there?
Ah, yeah, maybe. Where does she live? California, probably. They're all from fucking California. What
That's
am I gonna do?
Get this remote job.
Yeah. Maybe some are from New York, who knows? But like,
Okay.
yeah,
Sounds like we've got the start. I have one now.
go for it.
A little more in line with how I feel about maybe this family. Would you rather only be able to eat broccoli for the rest of your life, or be forced to watch an hour of Keeping Up with the Kardashians every day for the rest of your life?
Am I only eating broccoli?
Yeah.
Kardashians.
Yeah.
You're watching.
Yeah.
You're not multitasking.
Yeah,
You're not
I
making dinner.
I spend dumb time doing like YouTube shit. I guess I could give an hour of that up for Kardashians so I could eat whatever I want.
Assuming I get vitamins and stuff, so I have a healthy composition of nutrition, I think, genuinely take broccoli.
Okay, what if you don't? What if it is just what broccoli
No,
gives you?
because I think that the hour of my life lost by day in the Kardashian shit sphere
Yeah.
would still be less hours than I would shorten by my total lifespan, if that makes sense. I'm looking at the cost effect of each of these things. If I lose 1 hour of my day every day, that sucks. If I only eat broccolis, I don't know how long that lasts before there's serious deficiencies and my quality of life drops. And
Right.
I would suffer through the Kardashians if it was that, or die of nutrient deficiency early.
I wonder how well you would know what they were actually like if you watched that show that much.
Not well.
People really swear by knowing their personalities.
I'm
I have
sure they
also never
do.
seen that show.
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do swear by it. You've never seen the show?
No, I haven't.
Actually, maybe, because, you know, what is it? The blood, if it bleeds, it leads. Like, the shittier things get attention.
Mhm.
Hate gets more engagement than love. It's easy.
Yeah.
Like, that's Jake Paul's entire business model.
Yeah.
I think that
No,
it
kids
is-
love him, dude.
you get the point.
Yeah.
It's not how he gets the attention and eyes of people that make things happen. But
Yeah.
besides the point, I think that being shitbag people and like scummy drama, we all know that they are narcissistic and egotistic, like just not good humans by the objective measurements most people agree upon.
Mhm.
But that makes for better TV, more money, more
Yeah.
success. It's the Jeff Goldblum positive reinforcement. I bet that their personalities are these shitty, shallow, ugly on the inside people.
Mm.
And because they get money for it, they're real. I bet you actually do get their personality. It's just that their personality is a sack full of leaking garbage.
Right. When you're on camera that much
Scathing
too,
review.
it's gotta seep through.
Like a sack full of leaking garbage.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the show. I can't
I-
comment. I don't
Reality
know.
shows like that.
I've only seen headlines that I've scrolled past and the tangential things. Actually, the one thing I will say, Kim K has done some very legitimate stuff for prison reform and like wrongful convictions, and that's very admirable.
I would like
But
to
the show and that part,
Not a fan.
I would like to imagine that interspersed with the leaking garbage bags of humans and the shallowness and whatnot, there's in the day-to-day some good human going on.
oh, I'm sure they're not 100%, but the number of,
They are not demon spawn.
like the Joe Rogan bit.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, that's them.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure obviously the composition is whatever, 88-12 or something, decent human. But I think that the knowing damage that they have done to the psyches and emotions and wallets of
That's absolutely
millions
true.
and millions of people, and they continue to do it for their own fame, gain, and profit, is despicable, and they are leaking sacks of garbage in that regard.
That's absolutely true.
And that outweighs almost everything. Like, I'll give Kim props on the prison reform thing, but the net is still stop ruining lives.
And you're watching them for an hour every single night.
I actually might just die earlier of deficiency. Change my
Rather than
mind.
drive my living life insane.
The world of variety of food is worth it to me. Rot my brain.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Well, would you rather... God, it's going to be hard to follow up that horrible scenario. That might be worse than the whole death row one we did.
Right. Close.
Certainly
close
got
at
me more
least.
heated.
Yeah.
Would you rather hit every red light for the rest of your life, or always your internet speed drops to slow after sundown? Like, slow means buffer, not stream.
Right. Right.
Are you able to eventually get stuff done though? Like, would you be able to stream after an amount of buffering?
I
or
mean,
is it painstaking?
I'm going to say it's probably at least equal parts. So an hour show is going to be a 2-hour process, bit by bit. And that's probably being generous with what this internet slowdown could mean. If we
After
said dial up,
sundown.
maybe you can send your emails, but that's it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That would make work incredibly
talking like-
difficult too.
Yeah, how about like
That's true.
2002 internet, 2004 internet?
Is this just my home internet?
This is your internet.
Just the internet that I am accessing
Do I have
anywhere.
data on my
Yes.
phone?
Okay.
The internet that you are accessing is slow after sundown or every red light forever. I have my answer.
I think I have mine too. I think
I'm
I would
saying
rather
red
have.
light.
I think I would rather have the slow internet. you
Red
have.
light.
Really? Oh my god, I'd be infuriated. You wouldn't be able to plan anything.
I'm 2 years from a Tesla, and then I'll use red lights to send emails and stuff and still have my internet access. Nope. I'm doing red lights.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a pretty chill driver as is. I rarely get upset with a red light. Like, and I feel like you just get used to it. You plan out like a little extra time for travel and you have your internet at night when you actually want to be on the internet.
Although there definitely would be days that it is infuriating.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you, Zane, with your productivity, would not think that there would be better ways to fill an evening than the internet.
There sure is, but there's a lot of incredibly productive ways to fill an evening with the internet.
Am I only
Also
getting
true.
these red lights when I'm driving? Or am I also bad luck for whoever's
when you're in the car?
I'm in?
Same way that your phone and every internet is hit.
Oh, I mean,
You're
it's
always red
here's the
light guy,
thing.
or you're always slow internet after sundown guy.
Here's the thing, like, I don't know if people would be able to put it together, but I could endlessly deny it. You know what I mean? Like, they have no proof that I'm causing these red lights. This is the craziest.
Weirdest string of coincidences ever.
Yeah, exactly. And that's if they notice, too, that it's connected to me somehow.
Oh, they'd have to.
You think so?
Maybe a
Yeah.
spouse, but I doubt much more than that.
Well, you go on one long car ride, and
Then
you
it's
can
the
only have
crazy-
so many coincidences.
No, you can't. That's like statistical
Because to
fallacy.
them,
Everyone
like,
is like an
I'm
independent.
just, the thing is, I'm wondering if they connect it to you. You know what I mean? Because like they might think like, what the heck? Why am I hitting every single red light? Like they think it has nothing to do with you.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
But if it happens enough
Over
times,
and over and over again.
why does this thing only happen to me when
Yeah.
Steve is in the car?
Right.
All right. So we've got our answers. Your
I-
internet?
I am into.
There we go. 2 out of 3 contention so far. I'm
Wow.
glad that we are revisiting this popular fan favorite.
Okay.
Weapons,
I'll do the next one.
your turn.
Would you rather be stuck in a broken ski lift or in a broken elevator?
Ooh.
Have you seen the movie Frozen? Not the Disney one?
No.
The plot is weekend of skiing, or like the mountain's about to be closed for the weekend. Group of friends are out and they're, one more run. The lift operator lets them up. And as he leaves, he tells like the guy who's going to do the shutdown and all, like his buddy who wasn't looking or whatever. He's
Yeah.
like, hey, there's another group of 3 people I just sent up.
Mhm.
Like 10 minutes later, a different group that was higher up on the lift of 3 comes down.
Oh, man.
Lift operator shuts off the lift. They're halfway up the mountain, 45 feet in the air for a 3-day weekend.
What the shit?
It's
You know
a
what? Universe of
worthwhile.
people not skiing on the 3-day weekend.
It's a worthwhile watch. I don't know what it was going to be shut for 3 days. Maybe it wasn't weekend, whatever it was. But it was going to be like
Mountain maintenance.
It was going to be 3 full days before people were back.
Right, right.
That's rough. That's an extenuating
Yeah, I
circumstance
feel
for
like-
sure. That length of time.
So can we assume that like ski lifts exist when it's not snowing?
Yes.
Are we putting, because if the temperature isn't a factor, like fuck no, I'm taking the elevator.
what does broken mean though? Does broken mean it breaks and I'm plummeting to my death, or does broken
I'm thinking
mean
stopped.
immobile?
I'm
Yeah,
thinking
immobile.
stopped, and I'm thinking 6 to 12 hours. Not like Frozen, the plot where nobody's aware of it and they're stuck there. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
days.
yeah.
You're not going to die from exposure. We're saying risk of it falling, maybe, and many hours.
You'll
that
feel
you're
uneasy
stuck.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're no guarantee that it doesn't fall. It's
Right.
broken noticeably in some
Yeah.
way.
I feel like an elevator too, I would instantly know it was broken. Where like a ski lift, I would like,
Time stretches on.
yeah,
Stop for
exactly. It's like, oh, like,
something.
yeah, ski lifts stop sometimes when you're on them. Like, and then it's like, all right, we've been stopped for a while. Like, what the fuck's going on? An elevator, you kind of just know, like,
I
oh,
feel
this
like with
bitch ain't
elevator
budging.
there are fewer variables. All
Yeah.
of the risks that you have with ski lift, or that you have with elevator, you also have with ski lift. But then with ski lift, there are so many other. I feel like you can be
Okay, and
higher.
I-
You could have weather influence.
An elevator's crazy too because the way they're built, they're like pretty like, you know, tight to the walls and everything.
Mm.
So when they fall, they create like an air cushion that can't escape as fast as it like compresses.
I've never thought of that.
And so like if an elevator falls, it's really not that dangerous. Like I mean
So
like
they
yeah,
fall
people can get
relatively
hurt.
slowly?
They like decelerate at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
I think there's also something with the design in that the cables and stuff. Obviously, there are giant springs at the bottom as well,
Yeah.
and like shock absorption stuff engineered in.
Right.
Mhm. But yeah, elevators are remarkable engineered.
Yeah,
now.
they're incredibly safe.
But I think also at least something that has happened. I don't know if this is a very intentional design, but with all of the coils and such, as elevators that have fallen before fell, all of that pooled up and spoiled up, spooled up and
Mhm.
coiled up. I think,
right.
and similar effect, like a big cushiony thing too. Like basically all of the features work towards your safety in an elevator fall.
That
Mm.
is wild. These are engineering perspectives I have never thought of. So yeah,
We're
elevator.
teaching you about an oyster asshole.
100%.
Yeah, I'm going with elevator because having a
I
fucking
will say-
snowboard hanging off my leg for so long would be atrocious, or sharing seats with all our stuff would suck.
I will say though, going to the
Yeah, I
bathroom, if that
know.
has to happen, that's much more enjoyable on a ski lift than it is in an elevator.
For 6 to 12 hours, it's worth it.
To just be in the elevator with the
Yeah.
with the bad stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
The
with
bad
ba-
stuff.
With the bad
Yeah.
The
stuff,
icky.
the
I don't
bad place.
swear, so you know.
The
I don't say bad words. Dude, come on, dude. You know my mom listens to this shit.
Would you rather be born without knees or without elbows?
Elbows. I think without elbows. I that mobility is like, that is a hindrance. That lack of mobility in your legs.
Good God, no elbows would be.
It wouldn't be a great
frustration.
How
time.
would you eat anything? How would you bring
Lit-
water to your mouth?
I might go
Cereal
no
on a
knees.
fork?
I might go no knees. I'm glad you mined this out. This is
Yeah.
important.
Listeners,
You're dropping it all from above.
I currently have my arm stretched out, and I'm trying to give myself water, and it's not working. It wouldn't work.
God damn, that's a
I
good point.
can't.
What are you gonna do?
I simply can't.
What? How do you eat?
God damn, that's a good point. Yeah, I could. Am I allowed to just chop my legs off if they have no knees?
Sure, why not?
Am I allowed to do that?
Yeah,
Right?
I guess.
Like, it's because like a lot of like would you
Just
rather
sit in a
stuff. It's like if
wheelchair
I
with your
if
legs
you,
in front
could
of you.
decide that in real life.
I'm saying like in a
so
lot of would you rather's we have weird stuff on your body. The rule is generally you can't just like take it
that's
off.
true.
But if the option is no knees, because
Oh wait, yeah. No, you gotta keep the limbs.
I gotta keep the
yeah,
limbs.
you're right. For those the
It's
continuity,
not just that you have no knees; it's that you have actively.
you got to live with
No.
It's a
this.
You're
single
bad,
bone
yes.
from hip to foot.
They call it the ultra femur.
Yeah, the leg bone. But
The leg bone is only connected
yeah,
to
maybe
leg
I do.
bone.
Maybe I do want my elbows, and then I just sit like sit in a wheelchair.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
With your legs out in front of you,
that might have to be the move.
or walk around, but have that chair maybe.
yeah.
I don't know.
Like
Again,
crutches or something.
have you seen King of the Hill?
Yeah,
His dad lost his knees in the war.
that's
I think.
right.
And he just walks around real funny, shorter
Yeah.
but funny.
Yeah,
I think.
I may be convinced that the no
Knees.
knees is the way to go.
Yeah, you just need your arms.
You really
need
do.
them.
I would lean into it. I'd be swinging my legs wide to take steps. My
Oh,
jog
yeah.
would be a spectacle.
Yeah, as long as you got that ankle mobility.
I'd be an inspiration.
Oh,
Fitness
true.
model. Think how different the musculature of your legs and lower body would be.
gross.
Yeah,
dude.
if you have a modified
It-
anatomy.
I'm
where you
thinking of like a
have
cylinder this whole time,
muscle,
You would
basically.
effectively, instead of having, like, you would still have a calf-ish muscle, so you can do plantar and dorsiflexion with your foot up and down,
Yeah.
and whatever ankle rotation, that'd be normal. And you'd still have the stuff around your hips and hip flexors, so you can swing your leg around and move it forward and back. But yeah, there's no hinge to your knee, and you would look real weird. It would look a lot more tubular, like a straighter line,
Right.
less bulges and curves.
Yeah. Damn.
contours, if you will.
Yeah, that's the one. I don't do makeup, sorry.
How would arms look different? Similar kind of thing?
Yeah, they'd be much more uniform, kind of
Right,
like a paper
right.
towel tube.
Totally
That's what I was
similar.
thinking.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's right. But we all agree. No
yeah,
knee.
elbows are, turns
Yeah,
out they're pretty
you need
dang
them.
important
You need-
after all.
You need those suckers. Can't lick them, but you need them.
Can't lick them, but you need them.
All right, I got one.
That's a potential title contender.
You're welcome.
Would you rather have a maid or a cook?
Ooh.
Cook.
Well, ladies, I have a cook.
No way.
It's Zane.
This guy right here?
Yeah, this
The one you're sitting right now next to?
Way to dox me.
Oh yeah, fuck. That's so tough.
I know.
I think a cook.
I
It would be
think
so
a cook
like.
too.
Oh my gosh, to not. First of all, the convenience of not having to make your own food, but then
Yes.
also just like the sheer joy of professional food all the
Yeah.
time and like the variety in their different skills. Like it would just be a gosh darn delight.
Yeah.
Yep, it's food.
Yeah. That,
Especially if they take requests, or I can,
Yeah.
change my diet up, and it just happens.
Or if they
Yeah.
have
Come
unlimited
on.
resource, like the ingredients that the chefs can get that we can't get. Oh my goodness.
The
yeah.
The
connections.
food.
100% cook. If ever by some incredible shitbird miracle I end up with crazy money, that would be the first and possibly only person as like any sort of assistant to my life that I
Yeah.
would hire.
Huh.
But without a doubt, that is like the top
That
rich
is
person
dream
thing.
scenario.
That might
yeah.
be, like a head of mansion, a head of fancy car. Like I might buy a newer Jeep
Yeah.
and finally put on the bumper that I like.
Yeah.
But I don't need a Bentley. I would have a cook without a doubt.
Dude, I remember meeting
Agreed. Concur.
I remember meeting kids in college who like their frat house, like their fraternities hired a cook for
Yep.
their frat house. That's wild.
If it's unlimited-esque, as in meal plans, unbelievable, please.
Yeah, exactly.
But effectively, that's what meal plans were, especially if you went to like the kosher or halal kitchens and
true.
towers. Like 2 people making great food
Yeah.
in low batches. Amazing.
That's what the food was like where I went to college as well. We had a really, really, really good catering company, and we had, local ingredients and sustainable shit, and the food was so good, and that was a great way to live.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's a way that I reminisce on fondly, and we
Yeah.
often reminisce on the podcast,
Mm.
if you've noticed.
We do. Okay, so we agree?
I think so.
Hell
I think
yeah,
we're all
cook.
going cook.
I got a couple of quick and easy ones. You want to rapid them out?
Yeah, lightning round them.
Okay, would you rather be someone's pet goldfish or a wild lizard?
Wild lizard.
Wild lizard.
Wild lizard.
Easy.
I want a son.
A child or the sun?
I would like to lay out under the UV rays of our home star to absorb and photosynthesize like
You're a
like
scientist.
all lizards do.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want to be the quintessential prisoner animal.
And idiot animal.
Yeah.
They're smarter than people give them credit for,
But also
no,
idiots.
That's no way to live.
But that's not saying much.
Okay, fine. Good one. Next. Back to the elevator. Would you rather be stuck in an elevator full of noisy high school students or an elevator full of judgmental middle-aged men?
Oh God, do they have to be men?
Yeah, middle-aged men for me, but
Are they just judgmental? Will they hurt me?
no.
They're judgmental. Maybe your feelings.
All right, I'll take that.
Yeah, I guess so.
Over noisy high school kids?
Yeah.
If I'm in the right mood, I could jump around.
Yeah. It's a mood thing, but I'm leaning, I think maybe the high school. That might be more fun and less like...
It depends where I'm at in my
Y'all
life
are more
at that
social than
particular
I am.
moment.
Yeah, it's really going to be mood dependent.
I'm going high school more often than not, I would think.
Okay. Yeah, wait, yeah. Are these judgmental men saying shit to me, or do I just see them like looking at me like... "Oh,
Maybe some like muttery stuff.
Yeah.
But not like... I think that your ears are danglier than they should be.
Right.
Did you cry? I would cry in that elevator.
You might, yeah.
If they were shit talking
If
me
they're
under their
judgmental.
breath.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
This is
the
rough
high
for
schoolers
Molly.
would also make me cry though, I bet.
Just
Why?
noisy.
I
You
don't
didn't say they're
know.
being mean. They're just boisterous.
I feel like they would be mean.
I was a sub at a high school and we got along fine. I'm going high school for sure.
Yeah.
What you think?
But no, I'm thinking I'm still going judgmental. No,
I think,
that sucks.
It's
That
so-
really
it's a
sucks. A bunch of
lose-lose
judgmental
situation.
people. Like, I want to be cool and be like, I don't even care what they think about me.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, like, but will I? What if one of them strikes a nerve and now I got to think about that all
now
day?
you're crying in the elevator.
Wait, this is stuck for the same amount of time?
No, the would you rather was actually ride in an elevator, but I like stuff. It's an hour.
Yeah, an hour.
An hour or two, yeah.
All right, I'll take an hour with the high schoolers. I'll
All
do
right.
it. Yeah.
High school it is.
Yeah.
Let's go party with some kids.
No, I'm going with the adults.
All right, fine. Fair enough. Final one that I've got, and then Steve, you can bring us home if you'd like.
Mm.
Would you rather have a ponytail down to your ankles or a huge Adam's apple?
How huge? Come on.
Apple-sized.
This is higher stakes for me because I presently do not have an Adam's apple of any size.
I see it.
That's true. It is.
Does the
it's your vocal
ponytail
cords, isn't
have
it?
to be hanging down to my ankles at all
Yes.
times?
I can't put it up in a bun.
No.
No.
Oh my goodness.
We got to go intense with this.
You can't go Marge Simpson.
I'm gonna take the hit. I'm gonna look weird with a giant Adam's apple because you can't. You wouldn't be able to functionally do anything with hair that long.
Yeah.
Like that would just suck to live your life, to move, to sit down, to walk around. God forbid you try and do anything active. Like that would suck.
For convenience, no. But for necessity, you can. Like if you were riding
I-
a bicycle, you can pin it up.
No, not even pin it up, but like it could still be down to your ankles, but you just tuck it through your shirt, through your pants.
Down your pant leg.
Yes.
Your shoes.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's just what you
Into
have to
your
be
shoe.
doing.
Down your boot.
That's what you just have to do all the time.
That's
true.
worse than being the rat tail kid in high school.
That sounds
By a
hot.
lot. Yeah, it does
Sweaty.
sound hot.
Oh my god. I'm gonna go with
I forget. what the
Adam's
other
apple.
op-
People
oh,
will
yes.
assume it's a medical problem and probably tiptoe around it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I feel like that's
Oh.
going to cause a lot of complications having an Adam's apple that huge in your throat.
you better get really jacked. Build out your neck muscles and your traps so it's a little bit more proportional.
I'm going hair for sure.
I love a sweater. I could become a turtleneck person and just kind of conceal.
Just be that kind of weird girl who always tucks her hair into her shirt.
Yes, all around my face.
Yeah. I can make it my little cage.
You're familiar with the mugshot from Thick Neck Guy on the internet?
Yep.
He's now a little bit of a mini Instagram celebrity. I'm
Yeah.
sure my thick Adam's apple, I could get in his company.
Oh yeah, well he's boys with long neck.
Long
boy.
neck boy.
Yeah.
That was a horrible rabbit hole that I don't recommend anyone goes
Yeah, that
down.
shit was made me feel weird.
Oh, I don't know about it. Do I want to know?
No.
Okay.
Definitely not, actually.
I'll send you the link. But
Alright.
so
You got anything else for us, Webb? Molly, anything come to mind?
I do not have any on deck. No,
I think
Do
I'm
come
plumb
prepared.
out.
I didn't.
Oh, well then. Here we are, petering off on
A couple of fellas.
And mom.